The water pump is here, and I have my, it's still the old used water pump. I really don't care on this deal. I'm just trying to get on there to be an easy one to change if it ever came to it. Okay, so had my first kind of noob mistake. I don't really know what happened, whether my phone had a bad night or what, but I lost kind of a lot of footage. It is now February, and this is cold storage here where this boat motor has been sitting since probably like December or something like that. I couldn't say how long. It's been a while. But anyway, last bit of footage that I think I am showing is the water pump was being put on. One fairly key item that was forgotten or lost in the footage is how to put the distributor in, how to get that set up. So I'm going to go through that now and fill in the blanks, I guess. So to drop this distributor in, it's actually really simple. First thing you need to do is make sure your engine is set on to 0 degrees top dead center, which would be basically coming up on the compression stroke and right at the exact moment that it's starting to go down on the power stroke. So the next thing, this is my distributor right here. I gotta get a glove on to hold the thing. I don't want to stick to it. But here it is. I haven't changed the cap, anything about it. This is just kind of as is. So basically how this works is the crank drives the cam via the timing chain. The cam transfers the motion to the back of the cam, which actually interfaces with this gear right here. This is driven by the cam, and of course that spins it and controls your ignition. But what it also does is it drives via that little straight, we'll call it that, like right here, this little straight part right there. It actually, that part interfaces with the oil pump in the bottom of the engine. So here, I'll maybe be able to get a shot down in there. So yeah, you can see that little looks like a Phillips head or a straight head screw, like you could take a screwdriver and run it. And so basically how this works is that bottom of the distributor needs to match up with the oil pump. So this sounds complex, but it really isn't. You take your distributor, you get your gasket right here, start that sucker, and you start dropping this guy in here. And of course you don't want to be super rough about it. But what is important is that the rotor, so I know that this piece right here actually faces like kind of straight with the back of the motor. So I'm going to take this rotor, and it's not all the way down there, it's just barely started. I'm going to point it at number 1. I'm going to point the actual rotor towards cylinder number 1, which is right here. So I'm going to take it, drop it down in there a little bit, and we'll see if this goes easily or not. There it goes. Okay. And so sure enough, it's starting to mesh, and you can see now it's like almost like pointed straight with the motor, and I really want it to tilt over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it back out, notch it back 1 tooth, and start it. So it's like trying to find that compromise of where I want to be there. I think right here is about where I want to be, because as it goes down more, it's going to start to turn more. And so what's happened is, I can show you here, you can see how it's not, that black lip is not touching that gasket. There's like a little bit to go there, right? That's not all the way down. And so what I'm going to do to get it to go all the way down is I'm going to rotate the engine over while I apply just a very little amount of pressure right here onto the housing. And basically what's going to happen is right now I can try and twist this arm, it's meshed with the cam right now. It's not actually freewheeling. It's like partially meshed, but it needs to go down another probably, I'd say 1/4 inch, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my ratchet here, come onto the crank, and I'm gonna turn it a little bit, and you see how the arm on the rotor is actually turning? And there you go. Now it meshed in. I just rotated it just a little bit until it actually, that square drive on the bottom of the distributor, till that actually came into time with the oil pump, and it actually slid down that extra way. And so we were moving the crankshaft, but we weren't moving it in relation to the distributor. They're locked into gear with each other. So now all I have to do is basically, it's pointed at number 1 roughly, and I only had to shift it a couple degrees, so it's not really that far out of top dead center. And then now I'll go and lock it down with this little key retainer, and then here's the nut or the bolt that goes with it. So what I'm gonna do really quick is I'm gonna spin it around. It's spun a little bit past top dead center. I'm going to spin it all the way back around until it's right at 0 again, and we'll see if we're pointed right at 1, which we will be. Okay, so now I rotated it a full, basically 360 degrees on the cam, which is 2 revs of the motor, and I have it again now pointing at exactly 0 degrees, top dead center. It's pointed right over towards number 1. So you can see we're pointed basically right at number 1 right there. And so that's in the right location. And so as for the fine adjustment of tuning or of timing, that's done right here, with the case. So we'll turn the case, we have probably, probably positive 10 or more than 10 at least. I don't know. There's quite a bit of degrees there that we can wobble. And again, if we don't have enough timing in it, we could always just pull it out and move it over 1 tooth and put it right back home. But for right now, I think this is good enough to get it started. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these two and get them started here. So I got the carburetor for this boat sitting here. Got a little fuel line on it. But anyway, I have the gasket. This is just a chunk of the original. But anyway, if you line this sucker up, you can see that this, I just went to O'Reilly's and just got a generic, 4-barrel gasket. So here's what we have. And if you match it up, it obviously has a center to it. That glare is terrible. And so I'm going to have to cut that center out of it. But other than that, no big deal. So just going to quick carve this one up to be like what I want it to be, and then slap the carburetor on. So we'll get to it. Alright, so there's the somewhat finished product. We'll give her a shot. If there's something else I gotta trim up, I will, but honestly, for $6 and not even having to look it up, I'm fine with it. So let's try and slap this thing on here. Well, I didn't videotape all this, but basically here's the fuel in is right here. This is coming from the tank, so it comes in the tank, goes to this filter, comes out, goes to the pump, and then up through that line up into the carb. Anyway, so this is the housing for there's a spin-on, looks like an oil filter, but it's the fuel water separator type filter. So anyway, I got that, and then I got 3 bolts, 1, 2, and there's a third down below right there. That's for each motor mount, and that is really boring stuff, so did that. I'm gonna end up replacing this hose right here, but it goes from the fuel pump, comes up and cuts into the carb right there. I'm gonna redo this. Thing's really, I think it was soft at one point, but it's like hard now. Not crazy about that. And then I don't know where this bolt went, but it's gone. But I found the spacer somehow in the motor mounts bag, so I don't know if I got like bolts like completely in the wrong spot now or what, but I'm pretty sure this is where this goes anyway. But yeah, so I got the other motor mount on, so I'm not sure what's next. We are definitely running low on parts though, so probably this thermostat housing. I'll see what the gaskets look like and everything for that, but maybe that next. We'll just see. I have I placed out here this whole mess of hoses, and that is the thermostat housing and all the hoses that go to the exhaust manifolds, and then also the power steering pump and cooler. So all that stuff goes on the front of this motor, and I was kind of waiting around to get these gaskets, and I believe you need to specifically use these because they have that little rivet in them, and the part number is right there. You need the ones with the rivets because basically that housing just sits on here. This is a regular Chevy thermostat housing. Well, anyway, it needs to, there's a sensor in the side of this block, right there in the side of the housing, and if you don't put that, there's the old gasket with the rivets, if you don't have those rivets in there, it won't be able to ground out the sensor to work, is my understanding. So anyway, I just waited for the right gaskets, or I'm completely wrong and you can use whatever you want, but got the right stuff for a whole $11 or something on Amazon, so we're gonna get her going here and see how it goes. Well, after some, I guess, struggle you call it, got this all, I think, laid out right hose-wise. Might be some adjustment. I think this one goes through here. We might have to adjust some of this once it gets back on the boat. But anyway, the water neck's on there, and I kind of tried to clean things up a little bit. So, not last, but one of the last pieces here is, this is the captain's calls. So this is the wiring for it, and I don't believe this has anything to do with the boat electronics, because these two go over to the one side, this one goes over to the other side, and then it's just power and ground, and then I believe the trigger. So anyway, there's a breaker and some relays, and I actually ended up redoing this and rewiring it, so this might be completely wrong, but it did work. So they opened on the switch and closed on the switch, which is all I needed. So anyway, ground goes on the intake manifold there, onto the carb, and that's pretty much it. The rest of it just zip ties on here. So I don't have the starter with me. I'll put the oil filter housing on, which is on the other side here. That'll go off of these two ports. So I'll do that really quick, but we're plugging along here, getting really close, and only a few spare parts, but I'll go over those at the end. So anyway, keep plugging along. I got the bell housing at least started here. Got some of the bolts going in. I'm not sure on all these positions. I don't know. I think this is right, but I gotta check and make sure. And then I have the bell, the inspection cover basically goes underneath here, and this slides up. I got one of the little bolts in there, but this slides underneath, of course, and mounts up over here on this other side. So I got some wires in the way. Whoops, right there. So anyway, I'm just gonna kind of get this all buttoned up, and then yeah, I think we are pretty well done. So I'm gonna get cracking at this and then start cleaning up. Wow. Okay, well, after I don't even know how long it's been, this is kind of it as far as putting the engine back together outside finally in this garage. So I am still missing a fuel filter and that little piece of hose I gotta get. But other than this, it is definitely ready to, I would say, be reunited with the boat itself. So I did have this extra piece. I don't know where that came from, but I put it here for now. I wonder if it was to hold one of these hydraulic lines or something. I don't know, but zip ties work too. And then this little eyelet right there, that is for, I pulled a wire off there. Well, finally got things relatively sanitary in here. Got things got cleaned up. While I was going through and cleaning up the hole of parts over there, I found my alternator sitting over there, and I totally forgot about that. So anyway, got this little, that's like a shorter bolt right there. Put this all still loose because I gotta get a belt on it. But there's you make that connection there with that bolt. And then I believe these wires are right, because this one's got pink insulation. So that I took to the red and, I assume red, and purple wire. And then the other one is just a straight purple. Purple to black, and red and purple to red. So anyway, and then my positive and my negative are back in there, and then I don't know what this guy is either, but it doesn't really matter. It is basically done, so that feels super good to get that sorted. So I don't know what we'll do next, but we'll find something.